Deep within the humid tropical rainforest, life thrives in the damp, shadowed understory. Here, amidst the tangled buttress roots and scattered fallen fruits, walks a solitary figure. It is the male Southern Cassowary, a flightless giant equipped with dagger-like claws and a vibrant blue and red neck. As he quietly forages, a low, booming call echoes through the mist. The dominant female, larger and more brightly colored, approaches. Their paths converge, and a new chapter in the rainforest begins. Courtship among these prehistoric-looking birds is a delicate, tense affair. The female assesses the male, circling him slowly as he adopts a submissive, cautious posture. After a brief and hidden mating among the broad wet leaves, she moves on. Left alone, the male immediately turns to the task of preparation. With his powerful, three-toed feet and heavy bill, he scrapes and shapes a shallow depression in the dark soil, lining it with dead leaves to await the future clutch. Returning briefly to the prepared hollow, the female leaves behind a remarkable gift, a clutch of massive, bright green-blue eggs. Her role in this generation is now complete, and she vanishes into the dense foliage. Now, the male begins a grueling, solitary vigil. For the next 50 days, he will rarely leave this spot, flattening his black feathered body over the emerald clutch. He becomes a living shield, perfectly camouflaged against the dark leaf litter of the forest floor. The rainforest is an unforgiving nursery. Relentless tropical downpours test the father's endurance as he presses low, forming a waterproof canopy over his eggs. But the elements are not the only threat. A large monitor lizard and a thick rainforest snake slither dangerously close to the nest. Remaining absolutely motionless, the male relies on his dark plumage to blend into the shadows. He will only use his lethal inner claw if the intruders push too close to his hidden treasure. After weeks of silent dedication, a subtle shift breaks the stillness. A tiny crack appears on the rough, granular shell of a green egg, with weak but determined movements. The first chick pushes its way out into the humid air. Unlike their dark feathered father, the newly hatched chicks are covered in striking cream and dark brown stripes. This bold pattern acts as perfect camouflage among the dappled light and dead leaves. The father gently adjusts his heavy body to warm them. The nest has served its purpose. With a soft, low boom from his throat, the father signals it is time to move. The tiny, striped chicks wobble onto thin legs and follow him into the vast green labyrinth. They must learn quickly, as he leads them through muddy trails and over tangled roots. He points out fallen fruits and tiny insects. The chicks mimic his every move, picking up vital survival skills in the shadows of the giant trees. Navigating the rainforest floor is a daunting task for the small brood. They follow their father across shallow, rushing streams and climb slippery, muddy banks. When heavy rain falls, they immediately seek shelter beneath his massive, waterproof body. But the most important lesson is stealth. At the first sign of danger, a rustling monitor lizard or the distant call of a wild dog, the father freezes. Instantly, the striped chicks drop into the leaf litter, vanishing completely from sight. As the weeks turn into months, the chicks undergo a profound transformation. Their bright, cream-colored down and dark stripes gradually fade, replaced by a muted, shaggy brown plumage. They are growing stronger and far more agile, easily hopping over fallen logs that once blocked their path. The father's close supervision relaxes slightly. He allows them to spread out under the fruiting trees, encouraging them to find their own food and rely on their developing senses. The brown juveniles are now highly capable foragers. When they encounter a shallow puddle, they step up to drink without waiting for guidance. If a sudden noise echoes through the dense foliage, they drop low into the ferns on instinct alone. The father is still present, but he watches from a distance. He no longer feeds them directly, instead dropping pieces of fruit nearby to force them to process the tough skins and large seeds themselves. The bond between father and offspring is naturally beginning to fray. As the family moves through the mist-shrouded understory, the distance between them widens. The juveniles make their own decisions, choosing which muddy paths to take and which fallen fruits to consume. The male cassowary walks ahead, occasionally pausing, but he no longer gives the soft, booming contact calls to gather them. His role as their protector is drawing to a quiet, inevitable close. In the deep shadows of the rainforest, the final separation occurs without fanfare. The father turns down a narrow trail, his dark silhouette fading into the mist. He does not look back, and the juveniles do not follow. They are now entirely on their own, armed with the survival skills learned over the past months. They must navigate the complex web of buttressed roots, predators, and unpredictable weather as solitary inhabitants of the jungle. Now independent, the young brown cassowaries take up their crucial ecological role as the gardeners of the rainforest. With their strong bills, they consume massive, fallen fruits whole. Because their digestive systems are relatively gentle, the large seeds pass through completely intact, deposited in nutrient-rich droppings across the forest floor. These seeds are perfectly primed to germinate. Where the young cassowaries walk, the future canopy of the rainforest is planted. solitary life requires constant vigilance. As a near-independent juvenile searches the damp leaf litter, the snap of a twig signals an approaching monitor lizard. Without hesitation, the young bird sinks into the ferns, its brown plumage merging perfectly with the dead leaves. It holds its breath, remaining absolutely still until the predator slithers past. Every day is a test of the instincts honed during its time with its father. Moving with newfound confidence, the young cassowary masters its dense, tangled environment. It steps carefully over slick, mossy roots and avoids deep muddy puddles with the agility of a seasoned survivor. It knows exactly which fruits to eat and how to extract hidden insects from beneath decaying leaves. As the late afternoon mist rolls in, filtering the green light, the juvenile embraces the quiet, solitary existence that defines its species. As evening falls over the humid tropical rainforest, the young cassowary vanishes into the thick foliage, a ghost in the emerald shadows. But the legacy of its journey remains. On the mossy forest floor, surrounded by rain droplets and fungi, a tiny green seedling pushes its way out of a dispersed seed. The cycle is complete. From a hidden clutch of eggs to the planters of the next generation. The ancient rhythm of the rainforest continues.